Well, hi, Paige. My name is Mark Valinsky, and I'm a producer and actor in Hollywood here. And just having a good time. One of the things I do is we're producing a thing called Without a Voice. It's part of a SudanHope.org project. And I'm also on the board of directors of Sudan Hope. And we've got a Boat of Hope, Books of Hope. We're trying to change an entire culture out there and bring in clean water, filtration system, education, medical supplies. And with this, we're going to be making a movie. First, we're going to start with a documentary called Without a Voice, and the movie will be the same. The documentary is going to be used to raise awareness and help us raise funds to do the movie and get this Without a Voice project out about what's been going on in Sudan historically for years, not just what's going on in modern times. And it's a very dramatic movie, and it has to do with prophecies. And we actually have some of the original artifacts, if you will, from one of the prophets, and England just gave it back. And so it's philanthropic movie, basically, to try and make the world a better place. And we're going to start in Sudan. And we actually have official government sanction, and now we're getting more and more involved with the entire East Africa continent. So it's really growing quite a bit, and we're going to be part of the Hollywood Music and Media Awards coming up at the Kodak Center. We're having a fundraiser on November 21st. It's by invitation only, and it is a fundraiser, so it's not just having hors d'oeuvres and cocktails. It's actually for a good cause.
Fantastic. So is Without a Voice a documentary film?
It's going to start out as a documentary, and like I said, we're going to bring social awareness through that, and I am one of the producers on it, and I'm studying more and more, and I will be calling the people up that have won Academy Awards in the documentary. We're going to go along those lines. We're going to set those standards with this, and that documentary is then going to be expanded into a feature film.
Okay, great. So Mark is producing a documentary called Without a Voice, and it has philanthropic aims, which is really fantastic because so many things today that are produced are just there to make money, but this has a bigger purpose. So,
well, I actually talked to you a little earlier. I was a doctor, and I figured I wasn't doing enough to change the world. And that's something I want to do. I want to contribute back into this place. I want to make, with no pun intended, my mark in this world to improve conditions for people. And the best way to do it is actually through film and television because it communicates around the world. So I actually gave up a very lucrative career to start this for what I consider a very good purpose, and which is helping people.
That's fantastic. Not a lot of people go into entertainment to help people.
I don't necessarily recommend it for a lot of people to do that either. It's not an easy thing.
How did you make the switch from being a doctor to a producer?
I loaded up the family and moved to Beverly. It was that simple. I just had to make the decision. I had wanted to do it almost for 10 years, but it finally kept waiting for the perfect situation. I just said, I'm selling the practice. That'll commit me. I'm selling the home.
There you go. So you just have to take,
we're out of here.
You got to take dramatic steps.
You got to take that leap of faith. Again, I don't necessarily recommend it for everyone, but I've always been a survivor. I've always gone to the top. And
so for those people who feel like they really have it in them to make it in the entertainment industry as a producer or a director or something with production, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would say follow your dreams. Just make sure you don't get around people that will make you doubt yourself. And there are plenty of people like that in the world. So, yeah, you really do. Set the image. It came from a Bruce Lee movie. Set the images in your mind and know they can't be stopped.
There you go. We've heard that before today. That's some great advice.
I think it's what works. You got to, not to, too many colloquialisms, but you really have to set your mind on a target, and you have to be focused on it. And life was going to hit you. But a guided missile doesn't go straight. It's constantly adjusting itself to the target. And this is what, even in my own times, you have to have faith in yourself and faith in your dreams, and you have to follow them. And the more dedicated you are and the more you work on them, the more the universe starts to wrap itself around you.
So, in particular, with producing documentaries, what sort of practical advice could you give people who are looking to create their own documentaries to make the process a little bit easier?
I think first and foremost, understand the purpose that you're trying to communicate. A documentary or a movie itself has to communicate something. With a documentary, there's a little more drama in it typically, so you have to be a little bit more concise. So again, find out what is the story that you want to tell and how do you want to communicate it. Study the best of the best. Don't just go out there, say I can make a movie. As a doctor, you would want training first before you worked on the patient. In any profession, and I do mean profession, act like a professional. Study the best of the best and mimic them as much as possible, and you as an individual will put your own flavor to it. But in art, there's a certain sense of quality standards, okay?
You have to know what they are.
You have to know what they are to use them or choose not to use them.
Absolutely.
It's
Know
like-
the rules before you can break them, right?
Exactly. And then also how you can bend them and play with them as well. And that therein will be your individuality and your story and how you want to tell it and the passion behind it. That's all you. And that will come through on film if you have the understanding of the tools and the proper way to use them.
Okay, thank you so
Make a
much.
documentary.
Thank you very much.
My
Best
pleasure.
of
Thank you for
luck
the
with Without a Voice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Good job.
Well, thanks very much.
Oh, thank
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Nice to meet